So now that you're ready to go in this brand new year, 2022, you've looked in your past, you reflected in your past. They said wisdom comes from reflected on experience. Wisdom doesn't just come from past experience or from age. Wisdom comes from reflected on experience. So now that you've reflected on the experience, you know where you've gone wrong, you know where you've gone right. You've spoken to other people, you've spoken to people who have failed, you know the warnings not to do what the failed people have done, and you've spoken to people who are successful, and you've taken from the example to do what successful people have done. You've read all the books. Now it's time to make a plan. Put it down in writing. Set a goal. Set a target. Just like a company sets a budget, a company sets a forecast. That's a massive company. So why not you? Why can't you set your target for this year? Why can't you set a budget for you for this year? Why can't you set your development target for this year? Why can't you have a personal KPI for this year? If a company with over 1,000 people can do that, why can't you do that for yourself? It is much easier to set a goal for one person than to set a goal for 1,000 persons, 100 people. If a company could do that, then it must be easier for you to do that for yourself. But one warning I'm trying to impact here is, don't focus on your past failures, your past downfalls. Whatever has happened has happened. Don't punish yourself for your past, because this is the new beginning. This is a new year. This is a new you, like you say. Just take the past as the warning, but don't ever let it be a burden to you. Don't carry it about and you shouldn't. Don't let it press you down. Use your past to motivate you, to push you, but never to hold you back. Never to criticize yourself or smack yourself. This is a new beginning. If you keep looking backwards while running forward, you will never make your destination. Why? Because you can't see where you are going. You've learned from your past. Now it's time to look forward, focus on your future, and go for it. Don't beat yourself up about the past. Lost opportunities, lost whatever has happened in the past has happened. You are now a different person. Why? Because you have started to plan. You started to look at the future differently. You've started to take actions. And that's all that's been required of you. Make a plan. Put your plan into practice and work on your plan. Learn from your experience, learn from other people's experience, and read books for more ideas, more initiatives. The best way to look at the past is, let it be like a school to you. Let it be like a class you've attended. If there's good things to take from it, you take from it. If there's mistakes you've made in the past, you avoid it. But don't let the past become a burden to you. Don't let the past always hold you down. Don't let the past keep you where you've always been. Learn from your past, good or bad. Learn from your past. Because you know there is no future without the past. There's no future without the past. You can't start a fresh life. Now you're looking at the future if you've not had the past you've had. So you're going to have a brighter future now merely because of the past you've had. So focus on the future. You have a promising future, as they say. Now, how can you make it better? A lot of people fear the future. They're so scared of the future. Why? Because they have no plan. Everything is left onto other people's influence. The changes in their life, everything that's going to happen to their life is practically out of their own hands. It's dependent on other people. So if you have a future like that, no wonder you're scared. No wonder you're scared, because you know it's it's almost a leftover. Other people, when they finish eating, when they finish taking care of their own business, then they try and consider you. But if you face the future knowing that God has given you the power to think, the ability to think, the ability to make things work, and it's within your hand, then you would face the future not in anticipation, not in apprehension, but in full. But you will face the future with anticipation. A lot of people face the future with apprehension because they are scared. It's totally out of their control. But if you have a plan, a solid plan, you would anticipate the future. You would be happy. You would look forward to the future. Why? Because you have a plan. Now, not all plan goes 100%, but there is a plan to work with. It doesn't go right, you have the time to work on it, the time to change it, the time to pivot it, the time to redirect. And sometimes when you make a mistake, you stumble on something even better. And why do a lot of people face the future with apprehension? They have no plan. It's sort of left out of their hand. If it's left to someone else, maybe they want to pray more than they work. They want to sleep more than they work. They want to be comfortable more than they actually take action. Therefore, it's not within their hands. And that's why they look into the future with apprehension. They've left their future onto someone else to fix. The government to fix, the economy to fix, the politicians to fix, their family members to fix, their mom to fix, their dad to fix, their neighbors to fix, but never their self, never themselves. And no wonder they're scared of the future, because those other people you've relied on to fix have a primary goal. They will fix themselves first and probably never get to you. Even when you're in a family, within the family, there's a family. Your brother gets married, his priority becomes his immediate family. Your sister gets married, his priority becomes his immediate family. It's not their rights, it's not their burden to take care of you. You all have the same equal opportunity. So when they're striving, you should be striving. When they're working, you should be working. When they're reading, you should be reading. When they're learning, you should be learning. You can't pass on your burden, your life onto someone else to handle. Life is difficult enough. So this 2022, the only way you could face the future with anticipation, with joy, is to sit down and set a goal. Sit down and set a goal. Look at yourself and say, this is 2022. For the past 5 years, I haven't actually done anything. I haven't changed anything. And look at where I am. I'm not happy about where I've ended up. I want something different. And now the question is, what do I want? That's if you just take out a blank piece of paper and write above it, what do I want? And number one, you can say, I want a better income for the future, or I want a better profit for the future. I want a better house or a better car, or I want to live in a better neighborhood, or I just want my kids to go to a better school, or I just want to be healthy. Just take a note and make a list of what you want for this year. A blank piece of paper and just write, this is what I want for 2022. Maybe beyond that, but let's just go 1 year. What do you want for this year? Take out a blank piece of paper and just write, this is what I want. And once you're done making a list, now you show off what you want. Because the thing is, if you've made a list, you know what you want. Therefore, the future is clear. Your goals are clear. Your plans are clear. Therefore, it's the price to pay to get what you want. And the price will be clear as well. It's just like going into a restaurant, ordering whatever you can eat and not being able to pay for it. Life is not like that. You go into a restaurant, you put whatever you want on your plate, then you pay the price. This is exactly what it is. This is what I want for the future. This is the price. Once this is how much I want to earn, this is how much I have to learn. This is how much I want to grow. This is how much I have to invest in. It's that simple. Once the future is clear, the price becomes easier to pay. Because why? These are self-imposed goals, self-imposed plans, self-imposed future. You're doing it for yourself and your family and not for no other person. No one is pushing you. No one is waking you up. No one is dragging you to do this. You are doing it because it's your plan. Because one thing you have to remember is for every achievement, there's a price for it. For every glory, there's a price for it. For every overcoming of anything, there's a price to pay. An athlete, a school teacher, an accountant, a doctor, a lawyer, for everything someone has achieved, there's a price they've paid for that. Nothing goes for nothing. For everything you want, you must pay the price. Everyone has to pay the price, one way or the other. You pay the price for not investing, or you reap the rewards of investing. There is a price to pay, one way or the other. And I promise you, if you set the goal, the price becomes easier. And I promise you, a lot of people have done it without any education, without even finishing high school. Some people I know picked up a trade, went into apprenticeship. Now they have multiple businesses. They're doing well financially, in family. Why? Because it's about setting goal. They set a goal from an early age. This is what I want, and I'm gonna go after it. 6 years, 7 years, 8 years down the line, they're doing very well. They're employing people, they're creating jobs, they're having a happy family. Why? Because they had the goal. So if those people without any education of any form, they never spent any time in class acquiring information. If those people could do it, and I'm sure you could do it. You could do it if you don't think you're too proud to learn something from someone who probably haven't been to an Ivy League university like yourself. If they can do it, and if you're humble enough to put yourself through it, you can do it. I believe the mistake a lot of us make is thinking about success as a one-time strike, that it just happens. But the thing is, when you set a goal and you achieve it, when you learn how to increase your profit, when you learn how to earn successfully, it's not really about the money, it's about what it makes of you. Now, you have a better understanding of how to invest. You have a track record, you have a trail. So you could lose the money and make it all over again. That's what happens. You see some business people, they go broke. In the next 2-3 years, they actually made more money. But someone could win a lottery today, and the next year they broke. Why? They haven't been made. Nothing is made of them. They've practically just stumbled onto something, and they have no plans. So the thing about planning is what it makes of you. You see, when people go into apprenticeship or learn a skill, a trade, or maybe just go to uni, it's not about the money they're making. It's about the knowledge they've acquired. It's about the skills they've acquired. They now have a better knowledge of the marketplace, of how to trade, how to sell, how to source. They've now become resourceful. That's the difference of setting goals, of learning something new, of investing in yourself. It's about what you become. It's about what you become. Now you know how the marketplace works. You know what to do, what not to do, which you probably would never have had an incline to if you never invested all those years in learning something new, challenging yourself, taking yourself out of your comfort zone. Another thing to understand is our values comes from what we've become, not from what we're getting. You could get a job that pays you 2, 3, 400,000 a year, maybe from the rest of your life. Or you could get a career that starts paying you from 20,000 a year, and it grows, it grows, it grows. Because the more your skill it grows, the more your income grows. The more your income grows, the more your demand grows. The more your demand grows, the more your wealth grows. So it's about what you become, not about what you get. And some people are so focused on what they're getting, they lose sight of what they're trying to become.